everybody, to a brand new episode of Audionots, your pop culture palate cleanser. I am Eric Oldboy, online with the infamous REN, Mr. Rin. What is going on, my man?
What it up? Wait, what did I say? What's up, guys?
What it up? I felt like you were
Yeah,
gonna go with what it do,
what it
and
do?
then yeah, and halfway through you decided you wanted to say what's up, and it turned to a brand new saying what it up.
What it up?
It's like your catchphrase now.
Yeah. So today, as the 24, the show episode, the show 24,
24, yeah.
it's our season finale.
Season
What?
finale. That's awesome. Not series finale. So make sure to come back. The season finale. I like it. What makes you decide that 24 is the number?
No, we decided on that like a while back
Why did we decide on it? I don't remember. What
because
was
we were
the
like,
reasoning?
it was
Was
the
it good?
show 24.
We just happened to be on 24 and we're like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's 24. That's where it's at. It's like twice a month. It's a full year.
yeah.
And that's kind of where we roll right about now, if we're lucky.
It's getting to like the holiday season, so
It is getting to holiday season. Speaking of holidays, how was your All Hallows Eve? How was Halloween?
it was good. Our neighborhood's a new neighborhood, so we had like over 100 kids.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, for those who don't know, we live in Oregon and it was
Oregon.
rainy. So
Yeah.
for you to get 100 kids is pretty amazing.
Yeah, because I have a little Facebook community group that people
Yeah.
post on, and they're saying that last year we got over 100 kids. And so my wife got worried. She's like, all right, we gotta go to Costco, get some candy.
Get some big bags.
Yeah, we spent like $100 buying candy.
It'll probably become the popular house, now that they know that you're not afraid to load them up. And next year, you'll probably have 200 kids.
I know, $200 worth of candy next year. It's crazy.
So did you give out, there's $100 worth of candy, feed all the kids that came, or did you have leftovers?
We have like one small layer.
Okay, that's not
So
bad.
we gave out a ton of candy. There's a ton of kids.
What was your favorite costume?
I think my favorite one was like this little like itty bitty kid,
Yeah,
like 2 years old, came as like Buzz Lightyear.
nice.
Super cute.
That's good. Yeah, this is the first year I don't think we gave out any candy. We flipped off the lights and went full old people mode. It was
Don't
awesome. It
bother
was
me.
super rainy. I looked out the window a couple of times and I didn't see a lot of kids even mowing around. It was really pouring at our house.
Yeah, I think my neighborhood they were just determined like screw it. It's raining. We don't care. We decided we wanted to do this and we're gonna do it.
Well, they heard that your house had $100 worth of candy.
I know. Freaking wife had to post it in the group. Like,
Did she
come,
really?
yeah, come get a candy.
They're like geotagging you. All these kids just know this is the house to hit.
Yeah, everybody, like a lot of people in the group posted, like, look all my candy, look all my decorations. We're ready for you.
Did you guys have like a lot of decorations too, or was it just the candy?
Just like lights and stuff in the front yard.
Nice. Very, very cool. What'd you guys dress up as?
I was Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, and my wife was Charizard, but everybody called her Charmander.
Because nobody knows better. I wouldn't know better. I'd be like,
Yeah,
so you're a dude in a hat and she's a dinosaur.
she's a. Are you a Pokemon?
Are you a Pokemon? You know, one of them Pokemon goes?
Yeah, I invited my little niece and nephews over, and
Yeah.
then my sister-in-law took them around, and they said that this house was handing out Jello shots and
Oh,
and adult drinks. I was like, oh shit, wow, this is that
that's awesome. So
keeping
I,
you
I
warm.
I've heard that's the thing that was very trendy on the interwebs this year. And I saw some of the warmer states, the Californias and the Arizonas, were straight up like there were certain houses you go to and they had popcorn. One house had a soft ice cream soft serve. And another house, like you said, had jello shots and
Damn.
alcohol. And one guy was serving hot dogs. So they treated it almost like a fair in some of these other places.
It was what do you call those when you go to football games?
Like
Uh,
tailgating.
tailgating, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's genius, man. If it's ever nice, I think it was nice last year, but if it's nice next year, maybe I'll go full tailgate mode and like give out really good stuff.
Yeah, because I think we knew that was gonna rain, so everybody came out like super early. I think they started trick or treating around 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, the little kids will come out before it gets dark too.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad that you had a good Halloween.
You
Uh,
did too. Super chill.
yeah. Oh, super chill. Like I don't even think we watched a scary movie or anything. I don't even remember what we watched. We may have gone to bed early.
We we were watching as we were waiting for kids to come, we were watching Big Mouth.
Oh, the new season?
Yeah. And then like
Nice.
the opening song was like, I'm so horny. It's like tell my wife, like, can you imagine if I didn't pause it and as we open the door, kids look into your house and he's like, I'm so horny in the background.
Yeah, and you're just like, come on in, kids. I want to show you something. You get put on a
Trust me,
list.
it's a good show.
I actually have that on our list. Speaking of lists,
Ooh.
unless do you have anything else you want to cover before we get into it?
I mean, in celebration or season finale, I'm gonna pop open a beer that you gave me.
Oh, that's right. So let's start that first.
Yeah.
So we Rin had this amazing idea. He goes, okay, it's the season finale. Let's each give each other a beer and see if we like it. So you want to go first or you want me to go first?
Yes, I said make sure it's a beer that we haven't tried before.
Yep.
Or like, you haven't tried mine, I haven't tried yours.
Yeah,
And
so you
so I
brought me,
got
go ahead.
like a focus. Well, here we go. Some Hawaiian IPA.
Some Hanalele or
Han
something.
Hanale.
Hanale. And you got me flying IPA. There it is. There's in focus. Isn't that can cool?
Oh, this is a passion fruit orange guava.
This one says, our dream is just the beginning. Indian Pale Ale, product of Japan. Super
Yeah.
cool.
No, I was listening to our sports station that we listen to,
Yep.
and one of the dudes, a very big beer guy, he told us about Japanese IPA. I'm like, what is that? I like Asian stuff.
It's cool. 6% alcohol. What's yours?
4.5.
Oh no.
Have a
I'm
good
gonna
night,
get
man.
I'm gonna get drunker than you. What's funny about this is remember last episode I was pointing out these cans we got, they're the same type of can. Like I'd be afraid if I was in the store that I might accidentally buy buy my kid a beer thinking I'm getting him some sort of Pokemon beer.
Yeah, because we were drinking it during our little party, and I told my uncles like, hey, look, it has the same opening. What do you call it, like the little hole thing
Yeah.
as like those Asian drinks?
Yeah, exactly. So they must maybe it's like the same can manufacturer.
Yeah.
So I came home. So Rin gave this to me today while we were at our real job, the one that pays the bills. And mine had been sitting in my backpack all day. So I'm like, oh, I like my beer cold. I mean, like crispy cold. So I came home and like a maniac, I stuck it in the freezer. So I'm hoping my freezer didn't freeze it, and we're gonna find out when I open it here in a second.
I did the same thing.
Let's see. Here we go. Oh, nice.
Yeah, put it
Oh,
to the
that
mic. Get some
satisfying.
ASMR.
Oh yeah, that sounded satisfying. So this is the season finale. Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you remember what season we're even on?
Season 3.
Season three, baby. Cheers to season three.
Cheers, Audionuts.
All right, let's try it. I like it. That's good. What do you think?
I can't taste any fruits at all.
You're like, this doesn't taste fruity. This is kind of cool. Japan's first microbrewery. I'm down.
This is just an IPA.
I like it. It's good.
I like that Japanese one because like it doesn't have like a strong aftertaste.
Yeah, all IPAs to me are a little bit bitter when you finish them. Some are
Yeah,
worse than others. This one's still a little bit bitter, but it's not nearly as bitter as a lot of them. It's a lot lighter. I wish I brought a cup up. I could have poured it out and seen how what it looked like.
I know. And then that one, it had like when I drank it had like a taste of lychee.
I think does it say that on there? Oh, my eyes aren't good enough. It probably does.
Okay, now it tastes like the guava.
I like it. All right. We should do an episode one day where we just get
Ooh,
absolutely tore up. People probably hate it.
I
Be like, this is
know.
trash. Blah, let me tell you.
If
I
you
have an
watch me,
I have an opinion. You heard this opinion?
if you watch me on YouTube, I'm gonna get an aging glow.
Well, let's watch for it then. That'll be fun. So not one more reason to tune into the YouTube. So I have we're always talking about trying to make our episodes a little bit more evergreen so they hold up. And we were talking about some ideas earlier today, and I couldn't really think of anything perfect. So I thought of a way to take a segment we already have and make it a little bit more fun, gamify it a little bit.
Ooh, I love games.
I know you do. So you're the one that's going to play. This is the best part because I know the answer. So instead of just saying, "Hey, I've got uh let's see, what is it? 3 really good news stories for you at the end of the episode." I'm going to tell you 4 news story titles, but one of them is a lie. And so you have to guess which one of them is or which one of them is the lie and which are the real
What?
3.
But all your stories sound like lies.
That's the best part. That's the best part. So I'm going to tell you now so you can think about it throughout the episode. The listeners can think about it. And at the end of the episode, we're all going to try to guess what the fake news is. You know how they like to say fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news. So, story number 1, is it real or is it a lie? You can now buy weed at Circle K. You can now buy weed at Circle K. Story number 2, is it a real or is it a lie? Kanye is building his own ecosystem. Not eco. Ecosystem.
Wow.
Story number 3. Alabama man accidentally impregnates sister during a furry party. You know what furries are? The people that put on the outfits like blue wolves and stuff.
Why is it always Blue Wolf?
And still, story number 4. Snake swallows woman whole until her family finds and cuts her out of the snake. So those are your 4 stories. Think about which one's the lie, which ones are real. They're all kind of wacky sounding, so who knows? But first, let's start with the healthy stream. All right, Disney Plus. Our buddies at Disney Plus. Let me ask you, have you watched any more of every time?
I had a
Every time.
feeling you were gonna go there first.
Oh, you know why? I'm not ashamed to admit it. I am really digging Andor, and I'm still here to tell everybody that's awesome. And I saw someone tweet, and it's probably actually a very fair tweet. They said if Disney could take the quality, the acting, the effects, everything of Andor, and combine it with the fun of the Mandalorian, they would have the perfect show. So the one thing that I've read that some people, including my wife, are saying about Andor is it's too serious and a little too boring. That it doesn't feel Star Warsy enough. It's more like your kind of drama, everyday drama. But I love it. It's continued on this really great path of, telling us the story of Cassian Andor and how he becomes one of the rebels, how and like the buildup. It's been really neat to see like this very realistic view of how the Empire started to take over all these worlds and galaxies and how it made people feel and how they were able to do it so successfully and then how they started to fight back. And I've super enjoyed Andor.
I'll drink to that.
Drink to that. Another chug lug.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of the Andor, right? To be darker and to have that set of tone is what stands it apart from the other ones.
I think too, the acting is top notch. I mean, like really good acting. It feels like you're watching like an HBO type drama series that's just well acted and it wins awards, those types of things.
Nice.
The effects are minimal, so there's not a ton of effects, which means when they do the effects, they all look good. Like, how I've complained pretty consistently for a long while that I can't handle Disney's effects anymore and Star Wars, Marvel, whatever it might be. I'm not feeling that in this. I don't feel claustrophobic with them against whatever the big screen is that they use. And so I've really enjoyed the storytelling, the acting, and I don't mind that it's taking its time and it's really paced out as they're kind of moving this character through his points of exploration. It's been really awesome. I've enjoyed it.
I think I read somewhere they said that they actually shot at the location rather than the
In
3D stuff.
space.
Yeah.
They were actually in space for this. So yeah, no, I believe it. It doesn't look, I mean, There's a few moments with like some spaceship stuff because they'll have every once in a while a spaceship flying from planet A to planet B, and you'll be like, yeah, okay. But for the most part, I'm really impressed with the effects, the sets. You can tell that they've actually built some sets versus just standing in front of a green screen, and I enjoy it. So if you're not afraid of a little bit more serious toned Star Wars show that doesn't have any lightsabers at all, this is the one for you. I mean, you can have entire episodes where there's no shooting or anything. So just be prepared. If that's not for you, maybe you skip it. But I've enjoyed it so far.
They're done, right? The season finale.
Well, there was an episode on tonight. Maybe that was the finale. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh yeah, so you're not done yet then.
I'm not personally done because there was one. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. So it
Yeah,
comes out on Wednesdays. I haven't seen the current episode. I don't know if it's the last one or not. But
I think so because I've seen like Easter eggs, what it means, the finale and stuff like that.
well, they've also introduced some really good character actors that we know from other things that have really made it stand out. And so I'm digging it. Everybody should watch it. I like it. So moving from that Star Wars bit to the other big Star Wars bit is they released Tales of the Jedi. So let me ask you this: have you watched any of that?
I haven't watched anything Disney Plus
Do you
after
still have a Disney? Oh,
yeah,
She-Hulk just ruined
after
it. You're like,
She-Hulk. I'm like, "Oh, screw this.
I'm getting rid of this stupid service. Tales from the Jedi is also very, very good. It is made by the same people who did Clone Wars.
Yeah.
They dumped all of it at once, so you don't have to wait. The episodes are only 15 minutes, and I think there's only 6 episodes, so
Oh,
you
that's it.
can watch the entire series in a sitting. And it they talked about how it kind of explores different Jedi's, but the majority of it, the meat of it, is kind of giving us the story of how Dooku went from being a good old Jedi to dirty ass Sith Lord, Count Dooku style. So I've enjoyed it. The animation, if you like the animation style of Clone
Yeah.
Wars, you're gonna like it.
Yeah, because I really want to see that one. I just haven't got a chance to.
I think you'll like it. It's definitely not meant for kids. Not that it's
Yeah.
like scary or violent or anything. It's also very slow paced. Maybe I'm just because I'm becoming an old man. I like slow paced stuff, but they're really delving deep into uh reasoning behind things, which is kind of cool. If you're a real fan of Star Wars, it's kind of neat to see why is this person like that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of character building, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it at all.
And it's written and produced by Dave Filoni, and I think he's kind of the dude right now on the Star Wars side. The one thing that caught my eye was what's the female Yoda's name? Yaddle. I think it's like Yaddle or something. So we've seen Yaddle, I think, in one other thing, and they have a whole episode where she's in it, and she talks totally normal, which means Yoda was just a freaking weirdo. There was no reason for him to talk the way he talked. It wasn't a species thing at all.
Yoda was like a hippie Yoda species.
He was just a nutball, like to talk in rhymes and backwards and stuff.
He's a
So
wise old man.
I guess he was a wise old man. So that was kind of all I had for Star Wars. I don't know. Do you know? I don't think there's any more Marvel shows coming out this year. Maybe I'm sure we'll
I
get some next
mean,
year.
it's just a movie, right? Wakanda. That should be it.
And
And
we got
Wakanda, and then Star Lord.
that's right, the holiday special. So we're going to talk about that too in our tasty trailers. I do have some news. So they've been casting for the shows that are coming out next, and they've cast Yaha Abdul Mateen is going to star as Wonder Man. So they're going to make a Wonder Man series. I guess Yaha Abdul Mateen played a character in the DC universe on the TV shows. Maybe I don't
Let
remember
me
which one.
look it up. How do you
Yeah, look
spell
it
his
up.
name?
Uh,
Yeah.
Yaha. It's
Oh, there you go.
Yaha. You found
Oh,
him?
this guy.
Yeah. Do you recognize him? You're more of a DC TV guy than me.
Yeah, he's the Candy Man, and if you're talking DC, he uh he was in Aquaman as
Yes.
Mantis, not Mantis,
Mantine,
the
Manta.
Manta Ray. Look at me,
Yeah.
and he was in Watchmen
Oh, the
on
TV show
HBO,
or the movie? Okay, yeah, that was good.
HBO Max. Yeah,
Yeah, that was great. So he's gonna be our new Wonder Man, which should be kind of fun. They've also cast, and this is my favorite, My crush, one of many, Aubrey Plaza, is coming
What?
back to the MCU because some of you may remember her in the MCU on the TV show Legion. I guess that wasn't technically the MCU, but it might be now. They're
Yeah.
folding everything back in. But she's joining the MCU as a character inside the new WandaVision spinoff, Agatha, the Coven of Chaos. So I'm sure
Oh
she'll
yeah.
play some sort of witch because she screams witch anyways.
Oh yeah. She'll play it good.
Yeah, there's nobody witchier than Aubrey Plaza. So that's cool. Jumping over to Netflix, you mentioned earlier what you were watching on Halloween, talking about how horny you were, which is
Yeah.
just off-putting and weird. Uh, Big Mouth season 4. I don't even know what season we're on anymore.
I don't know.
20.
Five, maybe five.
The newest season of Big Mouth has debuted. So let me ask you. It sounds like you've been watching it. How many episodes have you got?
Just do the first one because it was kind of wrong to watch it while kids were knocking at your door.
What'd you think? So was it kind of hold up in quality? Story feels the same.
It's just dirtier.
Dirtier? How can that be?
Kids are growing up; they're finding more things to do, and it just becomes dirtier. Like the beginning of the show, they're stuck in like a snow apocalypse where they can't go out because there's too much snow, and that's why they're so horny because they're stuck at home.
They were bored and had nothing else to do.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Well, I'm excited to see the new Big Mouth. What I'm not excited to see is the big news that they are changing The Witcher. The actor that played The Witcher is no more. Now we're gonna get Liam Hemsworth in season 4 of The Witcher. So I think we still get OG Superman Witcher in season 3 because I don't think we've
yeah,
seen season 3 yet.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think that they're shooting that right.
Yes, I think that's the one that we're getting next. So, season 4, how are they going to do that? In your opinion, do they have to at least acknowledge that The Witcher's changed? I mean, it's not Marvel where they can just go, blah, different universe.
I think for me, they're just getting like nonchalant. Just season 4. Here's The Witcher. And don't even talk about it.
They'll probably like, what if something weird happens and gets cocooned and comes out and just, oh, he looks a little different.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Henry Cavill fan, but it's probably my hot take. Liam looks more the part than Henry does, so that excites me. I mean, I love me some Henry as Witcher,
Yeah.
but we can't. What can we do about it? We can't petition like bring him back.
Oh no, and I'm not suggesting anybody becomes those Twitter idiots that like yells and screams about it, but for me, he was just so good. He's a good
Yeah,
actor.
it's
And
because he loves playing that part. He knows that part.
yeah, and he looked so cool and rugged and like I know Liam is like the kind of weaker version of the Hemsworth. He's no Thor, that's for sure. And I don't mind his acting either. I've seen him in some shows and movies I've enjoyed, but like I just they've imprinted on me what The Witcher is in this TV show, and for them to switch it is so weird.
Yeah, it was kind of strange them doing that, but it's like I said, for me, it put him white hair, white beard. He looks more like Geralt than Henry does. Well,
Well,
because I'm according to the game, he
right,
looks
you're
more like
based
the
on the
game.
game.
Yeah,
Fair enough. So I'm hoping that's one of the better shows on Netflix. So hopefully it maintains its quality and it doesn't immediately get canceled because people are running for the hills and they don't want to see Witcher
yeah,
Light.
yeah. Because Henry, he's like king of the nerds, and he actually knows the game, the books, and he wants to play the part. Wow, Hemsworth's kind of like, who can we get? How about
Well,
you? You know?
it's kind of a bummer that yeah, clearly like you're pointing out. I remember that when he was cast, he really wanted to be, Geralt. He wanted to play the part.
Yeah.
And all I can assume is he didn't all of a sudden decide he doesn't want to play that part, but he probably just got so busy. And the Netflix guys are like, we don't want to wait for you. So we're going to keep going without you, kind of a thing, which is such a bummer. Bad business, I think.
Yeah, they're like, you got to shave, cancel. Find someone new.
Yeah, it sucks. So, oh well, we'll see. And then we'll give everybody the update. But it'll be quite a while probably before we even see season 4.
Yeah, we'll forget all
Um,
about this and like, who's
I
this
know.
guy? He's so good.
I love it. I was wrong. Liam's the best. Um, they had a leak. Netflix had a leak. They hadn't announced a sequel to the show yet, and they posted it. Somebody on the corporate side posted that it had been renewed, and then they
What?
pulled
Which
it
one?
down,
Teenage
and
Bounty
then
Hunters?
they're like, "Oh, we have to
Uh,
bring it out." So Sandman is coming out officially for a season 2.
Noise.
Yeah, they'd accidentally DC themselves accidentally posted it, and then they took it down in about 20 minutes. And about half a day later, Netflix is like, "Yeah, season 2 is coming out. You guys kind of spoiled it."
Good
So
marketing, man.
that's good though. I like the Sandman. I'm ready for it. I didn't watch any of the weird cartoon stuff that they came out afterwards. I tried to, and I got bored within 10 minutes and didn't do
Yeah,
it.
I tried to.
Yeah, I'd skip that part. But the show itself, otherwise, was pretty good. Have you been watching anything else on the Netflix?
Are you gonna move on? Because I got something for
Yeah,
Netflix.
yeah. Let's hear it.
I watched the worst movie ever
Oh,
on Netflix the
on
other day.
Netflix. Okay, let's hear it. Was
You
it?
know,
Wait,
I
hold it. Was it so bad it was good? Like you still would tell us to watch it, maybe, so we could enjoy how bad it is as well.
no, it was so bad that I was embarrassed.
Okay, fair enough.
'Cause, I love to support, my Asian colleagues.
Sure.
Yeah. And so whenever there's like Asian groups doing something like, oh yeah, let's go
Yeah.
on one food production or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they came out with this movie called uh Blade of the 47 Ronin.
Oh, okay. I think that they actually advertised that to me. Yep.
Yeah. So the first 47 Ronin had Keanu Reeves, and it was actually a movie.
So is this actually a sequel to that, or in the same world?
Yeah, so it's a sequel, takes place in modern day, and basically this is the lineage of the 47 Ronin, and this is the blade of them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like ninjas and samurais in modern day trying to get the blade, killing each other. And it was terrible. The acting was so bad. I was so embarrassed. I'm like, "Ah, how do you
Was
how do you let this out? Like, who the hell directs this and said that was good? Good job in your acting. It was so bad.
it must have been cheap, right? So when movies like that come out, generally means that it was super inexpensive to make. They probably didn't pay any of those people hardly any money. We probably make more money than the poor actors in that film.
Yeah. It's like the whole concept of it was trying to make like a John Wick with samurais and ninjas.
Yeah.
And
Was Keanu Reeves still in it?
no, he's long dead. He
Oh, he's
wasn't
dead.
even, yeah.
I've never even seen the first. I didn't see the first 46 Ronin movies.
Yeah. So basically, the samurai John Wick, but then the action was terrible too. Like their fighting was so bad. Like I was so embarrassed. Like I was embarrassed watching this movie for my fellow Asians. Like, oh damn,
Yeah.
you look so bad.
What have you done?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. Don't watch
Oh
it.
yeah. All right. So don't watch The Blade of 47 Ronin.
Yeah, and they're like the worst thing is like we gotta hold our tradition as samurais.
Yeah.
And then all the samurais in that movie fought like freaking ninjas. I'm like, what the heck?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So they weren't even samurai. That's crazy. Okay. Is that it? Is there anything else on Netflix?
that's it, man.
All right. So over on Hulu, I watched a show. It was kind of funny. Made by the our dear friends over at Rick and Morty. They created a brand new cartoon. They presented it as a Halloween special, but it was almost like, oh, this is a show that's always been on, and here's the Halloween special. But there's never been another show about this. It's called the Poloni Show Halloween Special, and I guess it's an idea that what's his face? Oh, what's the guy's name? Justin.
Justin Roland?
Yeah, Justin Rowland came up with a long time ago for Fox, and they could never quite get it made. And so Hulu was like, "Oh, we love you. Solar Opposites is amazing. We'll give you whatever you need." And so the Poloni show is like 45 minutes, and it's kind of an anthology or like a clip show where it shows like little bits of stuff. And so the Polonis are supposedly these like weird looking, Rick and Morty, solar opposite looking characters that are like, "Hey, we gotta tell you about scary stories," and they keep telling each scary story in like 5 to 10 minute increments. And I would recommend it. It's cute. It's not amazing. It's not life changing by any means, but if you like that humor and Justin Rollins kind of stuttering through through his character voice, you're gonna like it because that's what it is.
Yeah, I decided I'm not a big fan of anthologies.
Oh, that's fair. It's
Yeah.
fair. But it's I like it. I liked it okay. They also have kind of a running story where as they're the host before it cuts to the different clips, things are happening to them as well. And so along the way, they're trying to continually announce the show while admitting everything's going wrong as they're announcing the show, and they keep getting like attacked and murdered and stuff. So it's kind of amusing.
Oh, speaking of anthology, it reminded me. I lied to you. I
Oh,
did watch something else on Netflix.
what was that?
We binge watched uh, Guillermo del Toro's uh,
Oh,
Cabinet of Mystery. No, Cabinet
Curiosities.
Curiosity. Yeah,
Yeah. So let's hear it. I was kind of interested in that.
it's a freaking anthology. God damn it.
I knew that. That's how they advertised it.
Yeah, but then it wasn't that scary. It was Del Toro's never been scary. He's always been more like creative
He's
scary.
aesthetic. Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
about his aesthetics.
and then just kind of like his crazy ideas put to life.
What would you recommend it out of 10?
It's an enjoyable watch.
Yeah.
Probably like 5 out of 10 because
Okay. That's not bad.
there were some that are better than the other. Um, I think out of the 8 episodes, I enjoyed two of them the most.
Okay.
The one with Prince Caspian. I don't know his name.
Oh, I don't know his name either.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good actor. I don't know why he doesn't
Yeah.
have any jobs.
And he
And
got
then
Cabinet of Curiosities.
yeah, and then the one with the Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in it too.
Nice. I wonder if he's been typecast to horror stuff now.
Yeah, so those two are pretty good, but overall, it was all right.
Uh, it sounds like something someone may want to watch. Over on Amazon Prime, I discovered a show that I'd seen and thought, I don't want to watch this. And I'm like, I was bored one day and started watching it. And I've actually very much enjoyed the first 2 or 3 episodes called The Peripheral. The Peripheral is made by the Westworld folks. It's got Chloe something, 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 the hit girl from uh, Kick Ass as an adult. And the basic concept of the show is pretty cool so far. Like I said, I've only watched 2.5 episodes to be fair. Where they're a little bit in the future and they have enough like virtual reality headgear that they can play games that look very much real, and they get some new headgear stuff and then so on and so forth, realize that they're not even playing a game, that they're being transported to, I don't want to give too much away, but
I think,
real computer bodies or like robot bodies or something.
yeah, I think that was kind of mentioned in the trailer. I think
Okay.
so. I don't know.
Well,
Well,
I mean, the name
yeah,
Peripheral kind of tells you a little bit,
yeah,
but so far I've enjoyed it. It has a really good action. It has actually really good acting, and the story is so intriguing that maybe it won't go anywhere. But so far, I've really, really liked it.
yeah. You kind of sold me on this show, and then I
Yeah,
got bored one day too. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna check it out. And the first 2 episodes, I'm like, man, this show is really good. I dig it.
yeah, it's cool. Some of the concepts that they have are unique and things we haven't seen before. It definitely has some of those Westworld vibes. So hopefully it doesn't get kind of slow and boring like Westworld did. But yeah, so far it's a real win. I'm gonna stick with it and keep watching it.
If the Westworld peep knows any better, they should stick to like one season and then
Yeah,
in it there.
just tell one story and have that be it.
Yeah, I think once the scene of them working together as a team, I was so like, damn, that's so cool. It's like me playing Call of Duty with my homies. Same thing.
It's really cool. So I highly recommend it. I feel like it's maybe one of those shows for our listeners that you maybe haven't even heard of, or maybe you saw it, but Netflix, or excuse me, Amazon makes a lot of shows that kind of look like that from the trailers and you just ignored it like I was about to. It's good. Give it a shot. So watch The Peripheral, give it at least a couple episodes, and I'm betting money you're gonna dig it.
Yeah, it's a show where like you're expecting Chris Pratt being in there. Like, where is he? I thought he was in there.
Yeah, it's not that boring ass Chris Pratt show. I wanted to like that so bad because I like him, and that show sucked. I couldn't get past 2 episodes on that. Over on HBO Max, we finished House of Dragons, and yeah, it was good. I mean, I don't know that I have a ton to say because it it's kind of sad knowing that it took the entire it built up to this one moment that we're all waiting for, which is the war between the families for him to build all the way up there, and then it's basically like, okay, we'll see you again in a year and a half, 2 years.
Freaking slow played us, goddamn.
Yeah, they did.
After
Oh,
after that final scene, like this is it. I was so angry, like this is so dumb. I'm gonna go get spoiled by these YouTube folks, and I totally did.
oh,
I need
really? Did
more. I need more.
do so? Yeah, because this is based on a book that's finished. So if you
Yeah,
probably want to know what happens, it probably wouldn't be hard to find out what happens.
yeah,
But no, the acting's good. I still contend that they film it too dark. But yeah, I mean it's a good show. It just sucks that we had to wait for so long to get to the actual meat of it. Because I feel like season 2 is gonna be just off the rails good.
yeah. I feel like this whole series is best watched as like a whole binge without waiting years for it.
Yeah, so I guess that's a fair point. So if you haven't started watching it, maybe don't. Maybe wait to see until they get. I don't know. It's probably a 3 or 4 season type series. I would wait until it's all done.
Well, J.R. Martin said that if he had a choice, he wanted 4 seasons.
4 seasons. Okay,
Yeah,
that's fair.
so we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah. So there you go. Everybody should wait. House of Dragons is good, but just wait.
Oh, you'll be like angry like me.
You can, you can be angry and have to end up reading a book. Nobody wants
I
that.
know.
um, I don't really have any other TV tidbits. I did watch the movie Ambulance, which is on Amazon Prime. Sucks absolute hairy balls. Stay away from it. I am sure no one's surprised by that, as it's the latest Michael Bay creation.
Oh yeah.
It was in the theater for like half a second, and I thought, oh, I'll watch this. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal. I like him. God, I don't know what's wrong with Michael Bay or why they let him continue to make movies, because everything's shot like a music video. It just there's no plot. It all looks the camera's waving all around. Helicopters are in slow motion. Same freaking crap every time.
I hate that shot so much. Like the live action, you're part of it shot. Like I hate it. Just stabilize the goddamn camera, dude.
Not to
I don't,
mention the plot is absolutely ridiculous and stupid. So I mean, there's nothing, absolutely nothing good about Ambulance. It's trash. Stay away from
even
it.
even the title.
Yeah, even that. Yeah, LA ants. Like if I could find Michael Bay, I might give him a swift kick to the nuts. I think that's kind of what he deserves, honestly. All right, let's move on to tasty trailers. All right, I think before we get too deep into the tasty trailers, I know that both you and I went and saw the
New episode.
the new episode of DC Junk, the new movie Black Adam, starring Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
If you smell what he's cooking, oh man.
If you smell what Black Adam was cooking, what do you think he cooked up? Did you like it?
It was a very mid. I think what DC does is kind of like after you watch it, like, yeah, that was pretty good. And then as you think more about it, the more you're like, you dislike it.
I don't know that I ever, well, it was a very mixed bag for me. So that had what you're explaining was literally happening to me in the moment during the
Oh,
movie. So just I want to set the scene for my movie experience. We've talked about this in past episodes that Ren goes to the big theaters in the big fancy towns, and I go to the little local yokel rundown redneck theater.
not anymore, man. My local theater is small
Oh,
too.
nice. Good. So I don't know about you. We went to our Sunday afternoon. I think it was the 1 o'clock showing. And this is the first weekend that this movie came out. So even though it's the small Cineplex 10, you think there would still be, excuse me, too much beer. You would think that there would be more people. There were 4 people, and we were 2 of them. So it was my wife and I. Behind us were 2 old people, not together, which was extra weird, separate, sitting in completely different rows. And they were old. They each had to been over 60 years. So it was just the 4 of us enjoying our Black Adam experience. And for me, when I was watching this movie, there were legit moments where I was thinking, man, this might be the best DC movie I've ever seen. This is super good. And then there were moments where I was like, damn it, nope. This movie sucks. And it was like that for me. The whole thing was a roller coaster.
Man, my experience is kind of like yours. My theater is pretty small. I actually bought my tickets from Fandango,
Okay.
and I went yesterday. So it's been like what, a week, two
Sure.
weeks, a week and a half.
A week, yeah.
Yeah, so I got there and they're like, "Oh, can I see your confirmation email?" I'm like, "Bro, I have a QR code. You can't just scan it." "Oh no,
Really?
our system won't work that way. I need to punch in your confirmation code." Okay, here it is.
It was
And
probably easier just to buy the tickets there.
yeah, and then because when I bought it from Fandango, I could pick the seats, right? And there was like it was all the seats were available. So I'm like, "Oh shit, I got the theater to myself." I went there, picked the back seat, went
Yeah.
there, and it was just me and my wife watching. And then like
Really?
5 minutes later, a few people came in behind us, and behind it was like for like the handicap, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure, and I look back like, oh shit, there's people here. But then there were just the workers that work there.
Oh, really? That's kind of sad for Black Adam. No, I saw
Yeah.
that, and I don't want to like disparage it too much because it's not the most awful movie, but I saw that it had a 65% drop in week 2 of its release.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, the biggest problem, other than it being kind of up and down, was it was, in my opinion, it should have been an origin story about Black Adam, but they wanted to introduce the Justice Society, and they kind of jumped into these characters as if any of us knew who the hell they were.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you guys haven't earned it. That was the biggest thing for me is they didn't earn what they were showing us. So I watch a lot of Marvel movies, obviously, and I watch my fair share of DC, but they were missing all the earned parts of it to where I know who this character is, I know who that character is, because they presented it as if we'd been watching Justice Society movies for like the last 6 years, and we should just know. I'm like, I don't know who the hell this person is. I don't feel sad when this character dies. I don't know who that guy is. It was weird to me.
Yeah. I think they're like, let's make the most Marvel DC
Yeah.
movie we can make. And they didn't know what to do or what they want to do. And it's kind of like, let's put it all in there.
Yeah, they just skipped too many steps. And they said, okay, we're gonna skip all the steps, and this is gonna be Avengers Part 3. This is not gonna be the first Avengers movie. It's gonna be one you already know who these people are. They were talking about things, the way the characters were acting, like we should know. Like, oh, I was injected with nanobots. Oh, I feel so bad for them. Like, as an audience member, I go, I don't care. I don't know you. I never heard about your evil scientist that captured you in high school. None of this makes sense.
It's funny because I never heard of like nanobots in any of the DC stuff.
Yeah, you're right. This was a very marvelly attempt at a DC movie. It had some good moments. I thought the effects were actually okay. They weren't awful. They weren't amazing, but they were better than Thor. And to be fair, this movie is much better than Thor: Love and Thunder. But it's still kind of like, what the hell is this? This is so stupid.
Yeah, I think one of the funny parts, when the kid goes up and tells the people like and does like the vagina sign.
I was thinking it was what was like Diamond Cutter Dallas or whatever his name.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah, the wrestler.
Yeah, he was going up and giving him like his speech. I'm like, is this guy dubbed? Like, it doesn't sound like his voice. Like, did they voice over him?
It did. I almost wonder if it was too loud when they recorded that scene and they had to have him come back and revoice it.
Or maybe he doesn't speak English that good, or what's happening here,
Well, the
The
acting
audio
was
was weird.
well, the acting across the board was hit and miss, right? So
Yeah.
some of them were very good actors, and some of them were like, "Oh no, this feels like it belongs in the Blade of 47 Ronin," right? Some of them just were
Oh,
not good
yeah.
actors.
Yeah, because
So
I watched it. I was like, I enjoy this movie. It's pretty fun. It's a fun ride. But
yeah,
for me, my biggest part is like I'm a huge Dwayne fan because I love
sure,
him as The Rock in wrestling,
yeah,
and he was so serious in this role. Now there's a few times where you could feel that he wants to crack a joke, but he couldn't. He had to stay in character, and it's like, damn, you just ruined it for me. And I
yep.
think The Rock was probably the worst part of the movie. If they like cast someone else as him, it would have been better.
Yeah, I agree because you're right. He has that kind of twinkle in his eye where you can tell he wants to be funnier,
Yeah.
but that's not the part he was playing. And so I also picked up on that as well. I think that if you're a DC fan, you probably not like it because it doesn't feel very DC. I mean, especially if you're a Snyder bro. If you're Snyder bro, you're gonna hate this movie. If you're a Marvel fan, you'll be like, "Oh, I recognize a lot of this is similar to things I see all the time," but you're gonna be confused because they've skipped about 12 steps to get you there.
Yeah.
And so to me, my recommendation is this movie's fine. Wait for it to show up on HBO, then watch it.
Yeah. I got it for $7 a ticket. So
Yeah, if you can get it for like cheap Tuesday or something, maybe it'll get you by until Black Panther Wakanda Forever comes out.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So tasty trailers. That's what we promised the people. Um, I have one I just want to mention. I didn't actually even send this to you because there's not a real trailer. They called it a teaser, but it was the most teasery teaser ever, and it just kind of shows the Christmas lamp, the leg that's in front of the window, and it's the Christmas story Christmas. So those of you who watch Christmas Story every year, they play it on TNT or TBS 24 hours in a row. It's probably one of the most famous Christmas movies of all time. They're making a sequel, and I had to read about it because the teaser, like I said, doesn't show anything. That's why I didn't even bother to say, "Hey, Ren, you should watch this." But it has the original people. They're bringing back the young kid who played, what is the little kid's name? Robbie, Bobby, Scooty, Ludi. I don't know, but
I
he's
haven't
in.
seen that movie for like ever, so I have no memory of it.
I watch it every year. So like our theme has always been when the kids would go to bed and they were little, we would stuff their stockings and watch the movie because it was on. You could turn it to TBS and it was just on the whole day. And so I would always watch random snippets of it every year. So I've seen every bit of it over multiple years. But they're bringing it back, and they've cat it has the original kid as the adult now. He's the dad at this point. So I'm kind of interested in it. It looks like it's going to be uh, a cable movie. So it's going to be released on November 17th on HBO Max. Here's the thing I learned about us opening and drinking beers as we do this is it makes me very burpy. I'm having a hard time. People watching the YouTube can constantly watch me turn my head sideways and burp. It's like that chocolate rain guy, you know, when he's like singing chocolate rain and they turn sideways and it says, I turn away so you can't hear me breathe into the microphone.
Yeah, I have to mute myself a few times.
Oh yeah, I'm chocolate raining the hell out of this thing. My next trailer is for a third in a series of pretty good movies, better than they should be. Creed Part 3. Tell me what you thought about the Creed 3 trailer.
To be completely honest, I haven't seen Creed 2,
Oh no.
but this trailer looks pretty dope, man. You got like Jonathan Majors freaking yoke that shit,
Oh my
and
god.
they're gonna fight each other. Hell yeah.
And Jonathan Majors is quickly becoming one of my favorite actors. I'm not sure that I've seen him in anything that I haven't liked yet. Like he's good. I liked him in Lovecraft Country, even though that show kind of sucked. I've liked him in most things that I've seen. I liked him in Loki. I liked him in a lot of different other things I've seen him in. Um, I will watch this solely for him. And I've liked the Creed movies. I really like Creed 1. Creed 2 was pretty good. This one, I like the story. I mean, they're stealing everything that Rocky ever did, just
Yeah.
repurposing, which is fine because I like the Rocky movies as well. But yeah, I'm in this almost 100% just to see, yeah, absolutely jack Jonathan Majors.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man.
Yeah, I mean you've got the winning formula, so keep using it. It
Wait,
works for me.
did I say Major or Taylor?
You said Majors. Yeah.
Okay.
Were you thinking fantasy football? You
Yeah,
almost gave us a.
Jonathan Taylor.
Man, if I had more time, I would absolutely do a fantasy football podcast. I could talk hours on fantasy football.
Man,
My my next trailer is Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. And what's surprising about this is not some weird Christmas Lego special that they put out. This is the legit actors playing in a holiday special. And it's hard to tell from the trailer, but it seems like the overall theme of this special is Drax and the other
Man,
Guardians decide
Mantis,
Mantis decide to give Quill, right?
Peter,
Star Lord,
Peter Quill.
yeah, a good Christmas and a Earth Christmas. And so they come to Earth and they remember him telling them how great Kevin Bacon is. And so they go and snag and kidnap Kevin Bacon to bring him to Star Lord. I don't know. It looks kind of amusing. I can't tell. This is either going to be an amazing, huge hit of epic proportions that none of us expected, or it's going to be a huge flaming disaster.
It's gonna be a hit. Tell you right now.
I hope so.
It's gonna be the best Marvel show ever this year.
Do you think this is the last thing James Gunn is doing for Marvel?
Besides three
Yeah, like other
Guardians
than the
three,
last two Guardians things.
I think so. Come on, he's gonna go make his Gunverse.
Yeah. So those who haven't heard, James Gunn has been hired to run the DCU, which I think is awesome. So I'm really curious to see what he does there, how he kind of revamps it, makes it more fun, more comic booky. But that's going to be a super fun ride. I'm actually very excited for it because honestly, James Gunn has only made one thing that I thought was mid, and it was Guardians 2. And I know a lot of people would disagree because a lot of people really like Guardians 2. But
Really?
yeah, if you go on the Twitters, there's a lot of people who like
No,
Guardians
and
2. I
that's the
swear.
worst one. No
That's
way.
what I'm glad you and I agree. But Guardians 1 is still to me top tier. It's one of my
Yeah.
fave Marvel movies. So he's earned a lot of respect from me. I thought Peacemaker was good. I thought his Suicide Squad movie was fun. So I'm all in for probably both of these things. I will definitely watch the holiday special and I will definitely watch the DCU Gunverse.
Yeah, he got a lot of influence by his wife or fiance. They're like, hey, just come over to DC, man. Make this happen.
Make it happen. And if she's already a star in there, might as well have him
Yeah.
join.
And she was in Black Adam too.
She was, going back to now you brought us back to Black Adam. Did you notice? And I don't, we will, both of us watch way too much TV. We watch too much TV, watch too many movies. But do you watch Young Rock at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see that they
Yeah, I
had one
noticed
of the,
that. His son was him. Was him.
I almost clapped. There was only 4 people in the audience. I almost clapped to myself because I thought that was pretty smart casting. That was all Dwayne.
Yeah, Dwayne
Got
wanted
the
that to happen.
Yep. He goes, this kid looks just like he does. They definitely look related. But that kid's Australian. He's big and buff too, and he's an Australian dude.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, you're taking it back. But yeah, I'm down to watch Guardians holiday special, whether it's stupid or good. I don't
It's gonna be Drax and Mantis comedy. It's gonna be hilarious.
care. Him basically telling her she's an idiot and her being confused by it.
Yeah.
But our next trailer is a sequel to the highest grossing movie of all time. Avatar 2 Way of the Water. They finally gave us the full trailer. What did you think about this full trailer?
Uh man, I was so confused watching it. I'm like, did Glamora die in the first one? I mean, whatever her name is. I don't remember what happened.
I don't either. I'm honestly, so when I was watching the trailer, I was thinking about like I haven't seen this movie in probably 20 years. It's been such
Yeah.
a long time. So I saw it when it came out in the theater because that was a big deal. Everybody in the world saw it when it came out in the theater. And then I bought the Blu-ray when it was available on Blu-ray. And I think maybe I watched it once it was on Blu-ray, and then I haven't seen it since. And I remember when I watched it on Blu-ray that I kind of the second viewing was kind of boring. I remember thinking this movie's too long.
I never really liked him myself.
Well, it was always a Fern Gully ripoff that nobody wanted to acknowledge.
Yeah. And Pocahontas.
And Pocahontas. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, both of those movies, they're all kind of the same idea. But the one thing that I did kind of pick up from this trailer, it does look cool. It looks pretty, all that stuff. But it looks to me, and this is different, at least that I remember from the OG movie, is it looks to be 100% an animated film versus the first one, which had real people in it, right? I
Yeah.
didn't see a single human person in this. Did you?
There's one scene where you can kind of see the robot side of one. Maybe a human's behind it, you know?
Yeah, who knows? I was just like, all they're showing us. I mean, this might as well be like Avatar by Pixar, because it was just a CG computer animated flick, as far as I can tell. And here's my hot take: this movie is gonna come nowhere near as much money as the OG made. Nowhere near,
No
not even
way.
half.
No way. Like, I didn't realize that your avatar can make babies.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently, and the voice of the youngest girl is like Sigourney Weaver or something. I thought that, like, what are they tuning her voice? What the hell's going on?
Yeah, it was weird. Like the little girl was talking, and all of a sudden, like, is this a grown ass lady?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is. It's
or
Sigourney Weaver.
what?
I'm like, what is happening in this though? So I'll admit it. I'll probably go see it because it comes out in Christmas, December 16th. It seems like the kind of thing I'd be bored and go see during the holidays. But I don't know. I'm not all that enthusiastic. But to be completely fair, I'm not a huge Avatar bro.
Yeah, same here. I'll wait till it gets on like HBO Max or something.
Oh, you're gonna wait. You want to me, the only reason I'd see it in the theater is because James Cameron makes such a big effing deal about seeing his movies in the theater and how they're so much better in the theater. And the movie probably costs $6 zillion to make. So hopefully, I've been jonesing for some good special effects. So maybe that's the reason for me to see it.
You're gonna be so disappointed. It's
I'm
no
gonna
Top
rewatch
Gun.
the first one. So yeah, Top Gun was awesome. I'd go see that again. But I think I think the key is I need to rewatch the first one.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened. I was so confused watching the trailer. I'm like, what's happening?
I don't know. I don't know. My next one is actually a TV series. So our next tasty trailer is not a movie, but a TV series. It's a sequel series or a spin-off series to one of the more popular Christmas movies. Not as popular as The Christmas Story, but we're talking about The Santa Claus. They got a brand new TV series starring Tim Allen. So they didn't replace him like they did when he was Buzz. So Tim Allen's back and he stars in The Santa Clauses. It's his entire family. He's decided he's kind of over it. Is it your typical Santa Claus theme where like, people don't believe enough. This is bullshit. I don't want to do it anymore. I'll make somebody else Santa Claus. And then apparently they don't tell you who it is, but I think it's the girl he meets early on, Casey, whatever her name is from Happy Endings. I think he makes her Santa Claus or something, and then she sucks at it, so he has to go save the day or something. I don't know. That seems like the general premise. What did you think of the Santa Clauses?
Uh, the first one, it's probably because it's in my generation. I freaking love that movie.
Mm,
It's so good.
me too. No, I agree. The Santa Claus first movie is absolutely a movie that we watch every year.
I think we talked about this before. If they're doing a sequel, just make a new Santa Claus every movie. Kill him off.
Yeah, I remember we did talk about this
Yeah.
before, and I was a proponent of them using Chris, one of my boy toys. Chris Pratt is the new Santa Claus.
But this one looks, man, I don't know. It looks kind of bad.
Well, it looks like it has those typical awful Disney Plus effects. So the special effects look kind of garbagey. So you'll have to get past that. But it is a Disney Plus series. It comes out soon. By the time you guys listen to this thing, you'll probably have like a week or two to watch it. It comes out on November 16th. And I don't know that I would recommend it. I may watch it just to see if I can get myself in the holiday spirit, though.
Yeah, I might skip it.
I'll tell you. Well,
Yeah,
I'll
let
be
me
on
know.
here being like, so have you watched the Santa Clauses yet? And you'll be like, nah, I'm still trying to watch Andor. All right. So that's all I had for tasty trailers. It's time to get to our biggest contest of the day, the news jacuzzi. All right. So we gave you 4 stories at the beginning, and I'll repeat them one more time. And you're going to tell me before we get into them which one you think is the fake news. All right. So, first one was you can now buy weed, the Mary Jane, the reefer at Circle K. Kanye West is building his own Yecosystem. Man stole. Oh, did I even tell you this one before? Did I miss this story?
No, that was part of it.
I did it. Okay. Man stole $122 million from Google and Facebook.
Boy, you didn't tell this one.
Okay. So this is another one you had to take in consideration. I didn't scroll far enough, I think, on my show page. Alabama man accidentally impregnates sister at furry party, and snake swallows woman whole. By the way, she was going to work. All right, which one is it? Which is the fake story?
Um, man, everyone seems plausible, even the Kanye one.
Yee yee
Uh,
yee. Man, that poor guy. Have you ever seen a crash and burn bigger than that?
it's doing. You know what's worse than like watching him crash and burn? The people that supports him, dude. Like the
Oh,
way they talk about it, how they talk about it. Like,
yeah. It's very like if you were super religious, you'd be like false idol. Don't fall into it.
but my answer is gonna be Circle K weed. Fake news.
All right, here we go. Drum roll. You lose. That means I am undefeated. We'll try this every episode to see how far I can keep tricking Ren into picking the wrong news story. You can now buy weed at the Circle K is in fact a real story. In fact, here it is on a very reliable news source, cbsnews.com. Marijuana coming to Circle K gas stations first for cannabis industry. So guess which state's getting this first?
Colorado.
No, I thought it would be Colorado or us. Oregon. For those who don't live in Oregon, we like the weed here. Every
Hmm.
other building is a marijuana dispensary. It's like Starbucks. We have a bajillion of them. Uh,
Oklahoma.
good try. It's actually Florida. Floridians will soon be able to buy marijuana products along with cigarettes and snacks at the Circle K gas stations, according to Green Thumb Industries. Uh, Under the new partnership between the companies, starting next year, weed will be sold at 10 Rise Express dispensaries with separate interests. Let me learn how to speak. With separate entrances. I've definitely had one beer.
Thanks to
With
beer.
separate entrance with separate entrances from
6.4.
the gas stations. So yeah, they're gonna be selling. So what they're essentially doing is having a building with two doors.
Yeah. Can't
I
speak anymore.
still can't say entrance. I think it's when you add the is's with two entrance is. Um,
Entrances.
yeah, see, it's not so
Oh
easy.
shit.
Anyways, so yeah, what's interesting in Florida is not they're a legal state, but only for medical cards. So it's not recreational there. So it's still illegal, as we all know, on the federal level. But this is a big deal. I know that Biden and the Democratic Party is really moving towards it. I think they're going to try to get it passed federally before they lose power in 2024. So, yeah, this is the kind of thing that we're moving to. I think you're going to see pretty soon that you can buy marijuana just like you can cigarettes or beer anywhere. It's only a matter of time before it's in grocery stores.
It sounds like in your town where they're selling that teriyaki out of the gas station.
That's right. Here in the little local town, they say they have a bento place
Yeah.
in one of like in fact that might be a Circle K. No, it's not a Circle K. What is it? It's something.
It
Actually,
was
it
like
might
a
be a
76 gas
yes.
station.
You're
Yeah.
right. It's a 76 gas station, and it's the best bento in town. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's true. I'm Asian and I know.
Yeah, I took you there to prove that I wasn't full of beans. So, our next story, Kanye West wants to build his own mini city called a Yecosystem. 100% true story.
I knew it.
In the midst of all the chaos of West past month, his team filed a slew of trademark applications that would allow West to create his own mini community, or as West likes to call it, a Yecosystem. West's plans for his own small universe has been in the works for years. Two Yeezy sources confirmed to Rolling Stone. The sources describe it as a self sustained enterprise that would have its own branded homes, retail stores, and ecosystem branded items and food and beverages. The plan is serious with all arrangements to launch the first campus as early as next month. West hopes to establish these mini communities across the country, the source says. So this is actually not that new of a concept. So some people in where you live, you may live in one or have seen it, but it's actually pretty commonplace anymore for them to build an entire neighborhood that kind of encircles stores, restaurants, things like that. So its own little area. If you want to walk to the mini mart and buy your weed, or walking to the restaurant and get some chicken wings or whatever it is,
Ye
that's all
Yeewy.
available. Yeah.
Yeewy. Uh,
So it's kind of interesting. It says that West's vision is kind of on par to things that Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, and Jeff Bezos have tried in the past. So it'll be curious to see if this ecosystem actually takes off. I mean, the name alone is dumb as hell, and he seems to be having more and more problems by the day.
you know why? Because he wanted to call it Westworld.
That'd be so much better. I would absolutely go go to Westworld. That's good. That's a good one. I can't tell if that's extra funny because I'm about to crush this can.
Was that 6.4? Bottoms
Gone.
up.
It's all gone. That was good. Um, our next story is open. Man steals $122 million from Google and Facebook by just asking. This is also a true story. Holy God. How is this
How?
possible?
How do you do it? Can I do it?
You can do it. I honestly
Ooh.
believe that. I wouldn't do it to the same two companies, but I believe so. we're gonna give everybody a lot of bad ideas because this guy's a goddamn genius, and he took the simplest idea and ran with it. A man has pleaded guilty to stealing a combined $122 million from Google and Facebook between
Ew.
2013 and 2015. So for 2 years, this guy got away with it. He's just now getting tried. Uh, well, his name is not one I'm going to try to pronounce on all the beer I've drank, but he's from Lithuania. He managed to steal 99 million from Facebook and 23 million from Google by
Damn.
by simply sending them invoices for items they had never ordered and asking them to pay. And both companies, because of the size and scale of these companies, both of them just paid the invoices. So this guy every single month would send them invoices for things that Google or Facebook might buy and say, "Hey, you guys owe me. You're 3 months due." And they would pay him. And they paid him and they paid him and they paid him for 2 years until he had collected $122 million.
How is that stealing?
Yeah, I mean they're idiots. It kind of
Yeah.
well, it's considered fraud, and so now because of the companies he attacked were U.S. industries, even though he's from Lithuania, he's being tried in the U.S. And so this guy is screwed. He says he faces he's gonna have to forfeit $50 million, which really who cares? Give back 50 million. You got 122,
Hell yeah.
and he's set up to face 30 years in prison. He's set to be sentenced here pretty soon. So this was from IGN, so this is also 100% true news story.
Good luck finding him.
All right, so it comes down to this: the final two. Do you think the Alabama man accidentally impregnates his sister during a furry party, or woman swallowed whole by snake is the fake story? Now you have a 50-50 chance.
Shoot. I mean, snake, fake
Oh,
news, big ass snake, anaconda, only in the movies.
oh my friend, you're 0 for 2.
I suck at this game.
The 100% fake news story was Alabama man accidentally impregnates sister during furry party. That never happened. It sounds like something would happen because, Alabama. The trick was not having it come from Florida, making it a little bit more believable. Because Florida man, like, hold up, that's a little too obvious.
Yeah, like, so, furries, maybe they just left their mask on or some shit. I
Well,
don't
that
know.
was the idea. It gets you
Yeah.
thinking that, yeah, they're dressed up. You don't know. You hear these furry parties get a little wild. Maybe things are happening and they don't realize what's happening. But yeah, not the case. Not real. Totally fake news.
Is
The
that like
real
the
news. Go
wait,
ahead.
is that like the most like universal like yeah, like when you think about furries?
What do you mean, like sex with furries?
No, like just furries
Oh, in
practice
general.
in general. Like everybody that is like just kind of gives you like this vibe, like, why you do that?
Yeah, the furries in general are kind of creepy. I was recently so we've talked about how I live in a pretty small town, about 30,000, 35,000 people. And they had a parade, an alien parade, and they literally had the furry community show up to the parade and do a float. And people were clapping and cheering because nobody, so the average redneck folk has no idea what furries are.
All
And
the
they went
kids are
through
like,
the
yeah,
yeah. And so they
animals.
were handing out like flyers and everything to join the club. Swear to God.
Oh shit.
And so I went and looked it up on the interwebs after I got home. And yeah, sure enough, they're all like, "Oh, I wear my furry suit because it makes me feel confident because I'm too shy otherwise. I wear my furry suit because I have, issues with too much noises, things like that." And so
Yeah.
their reasoning all made sense. But we all know the gross part of furries, and they all claimed, that's a small percentage. It's not normal furry behavior. But okay, guys.
One furry ruined it all for all
Yeah,
furries.
yeah, for sure, for sure,
For
for
sure.
for sure, they ruined the furries. All right, we gotta get this thing finished before I'm too drunk to read any more news stories. All right, this one is 100% true. Ren didn't believe it, but an Indonesian woman was swallowed whole by a massive python.
Python.
Every workplace has its hazards. Tragically, for a 50-year-old woman named Jaharan in Betara Jambi in
Oh, that's pretty good.
Indonesia, I think I got that one.
Yeah.
The hazards included very large snakes. Jara went to work on the rubber plantation last Sunday morning when she encountered a 22-foot python. And then it just says, and the beast swallowed her whole. Jara's husband reported her missing when she did not return from their home after that evening of work. He then set out to look for her, but instead found nothing but her sandals, jacket, and headscarf. He arranged for a search party that evening, but the group failed to find anything about the missing woman. While searching again the following day, residents found the giant snake and distended. It's a word I don't even know. The giant snake with a distended midsection. It says that the victim was found inside the snake's stomach after they cut the belly apart. And here's the fun fact, folks. If you want to look, this is how I came across this. This video exists on the internet. So be warned.
Graphic?
Yes, 100% be warned. Not safe for work. Very disturbing. I happened to watch it on Halloween. This was 100% real. The victim was found in the snake's stomach. After they cut the belly apart, they found Jara inside. He noted that her body was largely intact. No one witnessed the python devouring the woman. Authorities claimed that it would have taken at least 2 hours for the snake to swallow her whole. Oh my God. Name a worse way to die. I don't think I can.
Do you think she died while the snake wrapped her and then the swallow happened? Or
I hope so. Yeah, hopefully she died first.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being consumed? The fact that the snake was big enough to open its jaw to even start the eating process.
Yeah.
And so in the video, because I did watch the video, they kill the snake and you can see the woman's outline inside of it before they cut the belly open. And they cut it open. And yeah, she's mostly all there still. And it's awful. I mean, what a horrific way to go. Ugh, terrible.
Man, I hope she at the very least she died before she got swallowed.
I hope so too. So that would be the one thing that would go in her favor. So it says here at the very end, though it's rare for pythons to consume humans, this is not the first such incident. 2 others, both in Indonesia. So let me be visiting Indonesia. Watch out for the big ass snakes. In 2017 and 18, and then of course this year in 2022 have been eaten by snakes. So yeah. Sounds like if you get into a fight with a big ass python in Indonesia, you're done for.
We have a Indonesian acquaintance, so when he invites us, but we're gonna decline.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, man. Got any snake repellent? So that's it. That's all the stories I had for the news Yakuza. Do you have anything you'd like to add before we wrap this bad boy and post it?
Season finale, man. That's a good one.
It was a good one. Maybe it only seemed good to us because we're half cocked. I'd like to show you, or at least tell everybody what a lightweight I am, that I am feeling the one beer.
I mean, what, 6%, man?
6%. Oh, I just bent the can to make a noise for the microphone. I feel bad because I kind of want to keep the can.
You know the one scene in Brooklyn Nine-Nine when Jake took the meth and he spoke what he was thinking.
Yeah.
What if us we thought this show was great and then
we listened to it. It's like the worst episode ever. We apologize, everybody. And that was only one beer. Only one beer. We are clearly lightweights.
It's probably because you haven't ate.
I haven't eaten my dinner. In fact, I've been, to be fair, I'm back on my keto BS again. So it doesn't take much to get me absolutely lit. Oh, I just remembered I probably shouldn't have drank that. Even think about how many carbs was in it. Oh well, I'm back starting again today.
Yeah. I got my Asian glow going, so yeah.
I love it. All right. Thank you, everybody. We will see you all on the flip side with season 5, 6, something, a new season. Bye.
Show me what you got.